How's it going, YouTube? Today I'm going to talk a little bit about saving money, specifically saving money on cost of heating water. Now this is a 30-gallon propane water heater, and I discovered something kind of by accident. Got this at Lowe's. Item number is right there, as well as what I paid for it. I just put this in recently. And after I installed it and got it working, I noticed that the pilot light was much larger than the pilot light that I had on the old one before it went bad. And at first I was kind of unhappy about that because I thought that meant that I was going to use more propane than I had before. But I ended up finding out that this pilot light is so large that it actually gets the water up to temperature without needing to run the main burner. Now I'm a single guy, I live alone. I come home from work about 5 or 6 o'clock at night, hop in the shower straight away, and then just a couple dishes to wash, maybe one load of laundry, so that gives you an idea of what's going on here. After about 8 o'clock at night, it has 23 hours basically for that pilot to heat back up. So I have plenty of water for a hot shower, to wash my dishes, to do my laundry, and it's more than enough for me. Now here's the thing. I don't want all of you to just run down into your basement and click your water heater down onto pilot and leave it that way just because you feel like the water is warm enough, because if these things aren't hot enough, they can grow bacteria which can be harmful to your health. So this is something that you're going to have to use some discretion with, and certainly I'm not responsible if you choose to do this. I'm not advising you to do it. This is just what I've done, and I'm going to show you how I verified that this tank is actually getting hot enough to kill off any bacteria. Now, like I said, that's the item number right there. You know, I don't know if this is going to work with all of your different style of tanks. This is a 30-gallon propane water heater. Now, we look down here, we can see that the water heater is on pilot-only operation. That means even if this was really cold, it would just run the pilot and not the burner. But to verify that the tank is getting up to temperature enough to kill the battery, turn the tank to the hot setting, the burner does not kick on. That tells me that the temperature inside that tank is already high enough to satisfy the hot setting. Now if I continue to turn this up, it will kick on at the next setting beyond hot. But we don't need to worry about that, because we know that the hot setting on the water heater is hot enough to kill off the bacteria. That's generally the setting your plumber would leave this thing at after an install and tell you to go up if you need to. And you generally wouldn't need to on a home with only one floor. If you lived on the second or third floor of an apartment and the water heater was in the basement, you might need to turn that thing up hotter. Of course, you can burn yourself when you do that. I'm just going to give you guys a little view here, if I can get the camera to line up. Can I do? Oh, there we go. So, that's a rather large pilot light on this unit. And being that I only use hot water once a day, basically between 5 or 8 o'clock at night, that is enough heat to get this thing up to temperature. So, I'm going to put the other door back on there and button this thing up and carry on doing what I've been doing. Now, some of you might be wondering, maybe groundwater temperature has something to do with it. Well, I'm in Massachusetts. The groundwater temperature here is 40 degrees. So, if you're anywhere south of Massachusetts, the groundwater temperature only gets warmer. Tennessee, I think it's averages around 47, 48 degrees, the groundwater temperature. So you certainly will not have a problem in the Mid-South or in the South doing this with this particular water heater, like I said. But, make your own decisions, take your own risks, because you can grow a bacteria in there if you're not careful. If you start having guests over and they are taking showers, it can still be comfortable, but it might not be hot enough to kill off the microorganisms. So, do at your own risk, but here's my take on saving some propane.